is 2024.
Now, you're watching News Channel 2 at sunrise with Gary Liberatore.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And CGB, Bob, coming in to plow the parking lot. Will have a few inches to plow this morning.
Yes, Coast Guard Bob coming in, and a lot of fluff. The snow was very fluffy yesterday. In some areas picked up a little bit more than 4 inches. A lot of us picked up roughly 2 to 4 inches across central New York. Now, the story today, it's relatively quiet. Lake effect machines in full force in the North Country, but well, near Tug Hill, I should say. But here locally, we're not going to see any of that snow. But the temperatures this morning. You want to know how low it is with the wind chill?
I'll go about 0 somewhere.
You are really close. -1 is the wind chill right now. Your current conditions right now, 15 at Griffiths and Rome, -1 wind chill. We have finally reached the negatives for wind chills in the Mohawk Valley. Well, specifically Rome, but of course those warmer temperatures are similar to Utica area as well. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at live radar. The lake effect snow machine, as I mentioned before, is in full force heading into the Tug Hill Plateau and heading north into Watertown and Jefferson County. And so for the most part, we are looking quiet this morning, but some locations are seeing some snow showers. You take a look at this and you wonder what areas are seeing the heavy snow. And if you answered Osceola or Redfield, you were definitely right. Look at all that snow accumulating on the fences near the weather stations up there. And for today, here in the Mohawk Valley, expect quiet weather. In fact, some sunshine peeking out this morning with increasing clouds from Lake Erie, which will be the deciding factor in how much sunshine we see today. The cloud band will reach as far away, again, from Lake Erie, bringing increasing clouds throughout the afternoon, but temperatures, the main story, only reaching the upper teens. We are tracking a return to more light snow tomorrow, and even more snow chances heading into the rest of the week. Full details on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. $233 billion. That's the governor's proposed budget for the fiscal.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning and welcome back. Let's start out by taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Most of the snow is taking place, of course, in the Tug Hill region. The snow band is slowly shifting north in Jefferson County near Watertown. Now, the snow totals in portions of the Tug Hill Plateau, as you can see here, Osceola nearing 22 inches of snowfall right now. A little bit less out in Redfield, and one of our sky watchers out in Westdale reporting 9 inches of accumulation overnight. So that snow band did produce a good amount of snow in northwestern Oneida County as expected. There is still some flurries heading into parts of Colebrook, Old Forge, lingering from that same band, but it is decreasing in strength tremendously as it goes over Oneida County. Of course, the strongest zone is just up north. There's a few lingering flurries in the southern valleys not picked up on the radar from minor lake effect from Lake Erie, but not looking at anything measurable at this point. And so for today, surprisingly, starting with partly cloudy skies in the morning here in the Mohawk Valley, and then increasing clouds, of course, from that Lake Erie cloud band. And this evening, again, mostly cloudy. No travel issues are expected. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Later today, a public meeting will be held concerning.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Today is looking more quiet, not seeing widespread snow like we saw yesterday, but the main weather story is going to be those cold temperatures. Those wind chills won't warm up too much throughout the day today. A live look at quiet downtown Utica right now. A lot of the area picked up roughly 2 to 4 inches of snow yesterday. Some locations a little more. The snow is very fluffy, so of course once it started accumulating, it was very easy for those totals to continue to rise. You'd almost blow it with a leaf blower. That's how light some of that snow was. Now, those temperatures this morning, cold, downright cold. 12 degrees Whitesboro, 17 Little Falls, 6 Inlet, 5 Big Moose. In the southern valleys, 9 Oneonta, 5 Schenevus, 7 degrees in Cooperstown. And factoring in those wind chills, it feels near or below 0 across the area. And a look at those temperatures on paper. We warmed up to the upper teens this afternoon, but I want to emphasize the wind chill. We're only going to be feeling like 5 degrees for the highs today, and that's going to be pretty cold. So if you have those heavy winter jackets, if you haven't used them already, even though we probably would have earlier this week, I would definitely recommend wearing it today. Now, a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Lake effect snow is continuing to shift northward outside of our local area into portions of western Lewis County and, of course, in Jefferson County. But monitoring this right here, this is a single snow band from Lake Erie that is enhanced by Lake Ontario. And I'll start to see some lighter snow showers start to form over Oswego and into portions of southern Lewis County by this afternoon. But here locally, we're not talking about anything major in terms of snowfall, at least heading into Oneida County at the very least, until measurable by tomorrow. The strongest snowfall rates will be, of course, near Route 26 in Lewis County, well north of our area, with snowfall rates nearing 3/4 of an inch per hour. But that'll be the strongest part of the snow band heading into early Thursday morning. We're talking about some light snow that starts to develop heading into Thursday as that lake effect snow finally comes to an end. And so looking at our skycast, you can see that snow band from Lake Erie picked up on our models right here as it continues to shift northward and then combine with Lake Ontario snow band to form a very strong one right over Tug Hill. So some locations up here could see multiple feet worth of snow after this event looks to be over. But a sharp contrast as you head south, as we're looking at relatively quiet conditions and then some light snow developing Thursday from a moisture-starved clipper system. We're thinking roughly an inch, maybe a coating of snow across the area before things do quiet down, at least for the most part, Friday, for another round of some light snow begins to arrive. And then lastly, take a look at possible snowfall accumulation. You can see the bullseye, of course, in Tug Hill, 12 to 24 inches just for early Thursday morning. Additional snowfall is expected to be greater than 2 feet by the time this event is over with. And so for today, high of 18 degrees, feels like the single digits tonight, or today, with cold weather tonight. A low of 10 with some passing clouds. Your 7-day forecast, light snow expected tomorrow. Same thing for Friday. I'll change that icon right there as well to some light snow, mostly south of the Mohawk Valley Friday, not widespread like possible on Thursday. But the main story Saturday, 12, low of 0. This might be the first time this year or this season that we're going to be falling possibly below 0 on paper.
Yeah, definitely be careful, especially the elderly.
Yes.
This weekend's going to be chilly. Eric, thanks. Well, the cold weather is causing problems for electric vehicles in January 17th, 2024.
Now, you're watching News Channel 2 at sunrise with Gary Liberator.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberator.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And it is a chilly bus stop this morning for those kids, huh?
Yes, you definitely want to bundle up if you're heading out of the bus stop this morning. Wind chills near or below 0 right now. And the main thing is it's not going to warm up that much today. We're going to have temperatures near 15, 18 for the high, but it will still feel like 4 to 5 degrees out. So one of those midwinter days where
just bundle up.
Yep, yeah. Bundle up, that's for sure. A look at the current conditions right now. First off, a live view of downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. Looking at quiet weather here in the Mohawk Valley, a different story for other locations. But as you can see here, 15 officially at Griffith and Rome, -1 the wind chill. So if you think it was cold on Monday or yesterday, it's going to be even colder for today. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We are picking up some lake effect snow on the radar heading into Lewis and Jefferson counties at this point. Lingering flurries in developing off of Oswego. And something that we can't pick up on the radar right now, there is some minor snowfall taking place in this location right here. We're monitoring some satellite feeds coming in, and it's showing some light snow. Nothing major, but enough to show a few flurries in some locations in parts of the southern valleys near, of course, Madison County. Snowfall currently taking place up in the North Country. Osceola already nearing 2 feet of snow. And for today, here locally, starting out with some peaks of sunshine, increasing clouds, highs in the upper teens, wind chills in the single digits for today. And then as we approach the evening hours, again, cold tonight. We are tracking some light snow tomorrow and even cold weather more on the way. Details on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. With less than a week to go, the 3 top GOP presidential candidates are descending.
Good morning and welcome back. Recapping the weather photos we've shown so far this week, we have shown 3 beautiful Clydesdale horses, as well as that adorable Martin the dog, who enjoyed burying his face in the snow for his first winter he's ever experienced. And changing up a little bit, instead we're showing another great shot. This one, a beautiful winter sunrise in Richfield Springs with a silhouette of the barn. And as you can see there, the sunrise underneath the clouds and faded sunshine from what looks like snow falling far in the distance. So a beautiful shot right here. Thank you to whoever submitted it. If you want your credit, by the way, just add your name to the list. We'll be sure to include it in the top corner right there. If not, we'll showcase it. And if you want, once we post it on social media, you can credit yourself in the comments. So again, thank you to this picture. And if you want to send your pictures to us here on News Channel 2 at sunrise, or want it posted to our social media pages after this is over with, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. A look at current temperatures this morning. Downright cold. 5 Inlet, 12 Whitesboro, 11 Hessville, 8 Cooperstown, with wind chills near or below 0. And it's not warming up that much today, with wind chills remaining in the single digits throughout most of the afternoon. We're tracking some light snow tomorrow, besides, of course, the lake effect snow north. We'll talk about all that in detail coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. It's a dangerous condition that can happen quickly when a person is exposed to extremely cold weather, frostbite. It causes a loss of feeling and color in areas of the body that are affected and can cause permanent damage. Reporter Mandy Gaither has more on how to prevent, spot, and treat frostbite.
In frigid cold, it can happen within minutes.
Unfortunately, frostbite is a real concern.
Emergency physician Mark Conroy with Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center says the parts of our bodies that are farthest away from the core are most vulnerable to frostbite, including ears, nose, fingers, and toes.
By the time you hit true frostbite, when you're damaging the tissues of your body, things are typically numb, so you don't necessarily feel them.
That's why you need to know the signs, including a white or grayish yellow skin area, skin that feels unusually firm or waxy, and numbness. If any of these symptoms are present, Conroy says to get out of the cold right away, shed wet clothing, and start to slowly rewarm the body with dry blankets and lukewarm water.
You don't want to, go too close to a fire because some of the ways that we can rewarm ourselves can actually hurt us further.
You can also help prevent frostbite by wearing waterproof clothing and footwear. Wear gloves and keep other extremities like ears and your nose covered as well. And Taylor says not to drink alcohol.
You might be suffering from the cold more than you realize if you've had something to drink before heading outside.
And that was Mandy Gaither reporting out. Health experts say to also be aware of hypothermia, a dangerous condition caused by prolonged exposure to frigid temperatures. Warning signs of that include confusion and slurred speech. The time right now is 5:40.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Happy cold Wednesday. Today, it's not going to warm up by much, so definitely bundle up if you head out to work for today. A live look at downtown Utica right now. Quiet conditions. There is still some snow on untreated roads as well as less traveled roads, but as you can see here, the main roads, Oriskany, same thing for the arterial, Route 8, they're all completely clear and should have no issues driving on them. But again, other roads a little bit on the snowy side. Those temperatures this morning, again, very cold. 4 Big Moose, 5 Inlet, 12 Whitesboro, 14 Westmoreland. But again, factoring in those feels like temperatures, the wind chills, that feels like the single digits or in fact below zero. 5 Schenevus, 8 Cooperstown, 7 degrees in Oneonta. On paper, we warm up into the upper teens for today, but factoring in that wind chill, it's going to be a little bit breezy for today. We'll only be reaching the low to mid single digits. As you can see here, wind chills this morning right around zero. So we mean bundle up. We do mean bundle up. It is very cold this morning. And regarding snowfall, as it was the main story yesterday, it has continued to sweep north outside of central New York, but we've got 2 snow bands forming right now. We've got the very strong snow band from Lake Ontario and a weaker one all the way downwind from Lake Erie, starting to form off of Oswego right there as well. And the main snow event will still take place in Lewis County in north for today as the snow band continues to sweep north. And for the most part, we are clear of most snowfall for the next day or so. But then by tomorrow, we're going to start to see some light snow, maybe a dusting here in the Mohawk Valley. But as you can see here, the strongest snowfall rates are just in portions of Lewis County heading into early tomorrow morning. And so in our Skycast for today, lingering flurries here and there from Lake Erie in parts of the southern valleys early to this afternoon, but heading up into the North Country, that's the strongest lake effect will take place. The 2 snow bands combined form a stronger snow band early tomorrow morning. Again, all in Lewis County near Tug Hill. You can see over 3 feet by the time this system is done of lake effect snow. Then a light dusting of snow moves through on Thursday as a moisture-starved clipper system pushes through central New York. And then we're tracking the end of lake effect and a return to more light snow, especially south of Route 2990 by Friday. And regarding snowfall totals over the next day or so, as you can see here, yellows are indicating the highest totals over 2 feet only in the bullseye of Tug Hill. For today, high of 18, increasing clouds, cold tonight, a low of 10, passing clouds, your 7-day forecast. Cold this coming weekend, high of 12, low of 0, possibly below 0 Saturday night. And we're not looking to rise above freezing, at least until Monday and Tuesday of next week. So we're going to warm up, but warming up by winter standards. It's still going to be cold for the next several days.
And your tips to Bills fans?
Bundle up. But of course, as you can see, people all tailgating with the snow last weekend. I think Bills fans are more than capable of
they'll be prepared.
Yep.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:52. Still ahead on
2 at sunrise with Gary Liberatore.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And get those coats on for those kids this morning. Man, it is chilly out.
Yes, bundle up. It is cold this morning, cold this afternoon, cold this evening, just cold throughout the day. And those wind chills, as you guessed earlier, you got 0. It was right around 0, -1.
Wow.
It has dropped another degree. It is now -2. Those feels like temperatures out this morning. So yeah, definitely bundle up. Look at those current conditions out there this morning. Again, a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. Roads are clear. The main roads are clear. As you can see, Oriskany down there, same as the arterial Route 8. But as you go on some other side roads, there still might be snow covered as well, but regardless, the main roads are looking fine. Feels like -2 out. That's the story. It is cold out this morning, so definitely bundle up as you head out. Winds of 18 miles per hour. Of course, cloudy skies and temperature on paper at 15. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, a live radar. Lake effect, strong lake effect is falling in Lewis and Jefferson County at this point, into parts of Oswego County right now, and that snow is continuing to shift north, so it's leaving northern Oneida County at this point, but can't rule out a few flurries out in Boonville and Old Forge. And as you can see here, Old Forge showing a few flurries here, Woodgate as well, and Again, Redfield, Osceola picking up near 2 feet of snow already with more snow on the way. So Tug Hill definitely seeing that very beneficial snowfall for all those businesses up there. For today, highs in the upper teens. Feels like temperatures still remaining in the single digits throughout the entire day today, so keep that heavy winter jacket handy. And we're tracking additional chances for some light snow over the next few days. I'll explain exactly where and when in detail coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. $233 billion. That's the
WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning and welcome back. We are taking a look first at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, showcasing where the lake effect snow is currently as of this point. And you can see right here the strongest lake effect signatures up here in Lewis in Jefferson County. Of course, Oswego County seeing some of that lingering lake effect also from Lake Erie. A few flurries as well possible up near Old Forge following this system. And as you can see here, it's indicated on the Mesonet camera network. But take a look at the Tug Hill. This snow is coming down. Redfield, Osceola already nearing 2 feet of snow, 20 inches officially right now in Redfield, and that's from the latest measurement. It might be even a little bit higher since all this snow is falling, but it's pretty evident as you see here, all that snow collecting on the fences up there. But as you turn your attention to the south, again, Woodgate, Colebrook, a few flurries lingering from that same band, but again, the strength isn't there as it is up near the Tug Hill Plateau. And so, as you head out today, unless you're driving up in Lewis County or heading up closer to Jefferson County for today, don't expect any travel issues here in central New York for the morning and for the evening commute. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Later today, a public meeting will be held concerning the Gravesville.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Today is going to be a cold one. Make sure you bundle up as you head out. And this will be a cold one not only for the morning, but also throughout the day. First though, a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. As you can see, Oriskany is looking pretty clear. Same thing for the arterial and of course I-90, Route 8. Side roads still a little bit snowy, but regardless, you can see the main roads are looking clear as you head out the door this morning. Those current local temperatures, very cold. We have fallen to 3 degrees in Big Moose, 6 Inlet, 9 Deansboro, 13 in Westmoreland. Southern Valley is still cold as well, 6 Cooperstown, 5 Skenevis, 9 degrees in Oneonta. Now the wind chills today will be the main story. You can see here, these are the temperatures on paper, but you factor in the wind chill and it will feel between 0 and 5 degrees. 0 this morning, close to 5, even by 3, 4, 5 p.m. today. So again, it's going to be very cold, possibly one of the coldest days we've seen so far this year. Again, factoring in those wind chills. In a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 a live radar, strong lake effect is taking place in the Tug Hill area right as of now and sweeping north into Jefferson County near Watertown. But there's still a lingering snow band from Lake Erie producing some additional snow in the Tug at this point. And that's where most of the snow will fall for the next 24 hours or so. Still stick north here in the Mohawk Valley and south. Besides a few stray flurries from Lake Erie, we're not seeing anything like 3/4 of an inch to an inch per hour worth of snowfall in the central New York area. And so in our Skycast for today, showcasing the strong lake effect in north of our area heading in tonight, 7 p.m., still sticking up near Watertown, then shifting south by early Thursday morning, still remaining very strong, of course, in the Tug Hill region and areas up near Old Forge and Inlet could still see some light snow from this system as well. Then following Thursday morning, a weak moisture-starved clipper system moves through the area. And depending on the strength of it, we're thinking roughly trace to an inch, 2 inches tops for a lot of locations here in central New York. And of course, that will be that fluffy kind of snow with those temperatures hovering in the low 20s. Then lake effect sweeps south and then comes to an end and weakens as we approach early Friday morning. And then lastly, take a look at expected snowfall totals from this event. As you can see here, highest snowfall totals near the Tug, just off of Jefferson and Lewis counties. And you can see some locations in the Tug over 2 feet of snow by the end of this. And besides that, a few trace amounts of snowfall expected in areas south on Thursday and Friday. And for today, high of 18, increasing clouds tonight, a low of 10, passing clouds as well, still remaining relatively quiet. 7-day forecast, still looking cold for the next few days. Warming up a little bit Thursday and Friday, back down to 12 for the high Saturday, possibly below 0 Saturday night. And then again, a little warmer on Sunday, but cold weather sticks around until this weekend, warming up next week.
And you Bills fans that have tickets, you better layer up big time.
Yes, going to the game, the incredible home field advantage that the Bills have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be as cold as Kansas City was a week ago, but
plenty cold.
yes.
Eric, thanks. Well, who among us hasn't at some point? Chilly, January 17th, 2024.
Now, you're watching News Channel 2 at sunrise with Gary Liberatore.
Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And we've talked about it all morning, but that bus stop forecast is important this morning, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. If you're heading out, putting the kids in the bus, have them bundle up. It's cold out there this morning. On paper, it's around 15 or so degrees, but you factor in that strong wind, and it's even colder. Take a look at these current conditions out there right now. Currently 15 in Griffith and Rome. Stronger winds bring those feels-like temperatures down to -2. It feels below 0 here in the lower elevations in Oneida County. Now, taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, noticing strong lake effect snow taking place primarily in the North Country. If you want to call it North Country, more so closer to the Tug Hill Plateau, heading closer to Watertown in Jefferson County, with additional lingering lake effect snow south near Richland in Oswego County at this point. And taking a look at the Mesnet camera network, you're noticing some heavy snow falling in Redfield, Osceola, and then some lingering flurries as you look to some other areas heading out to the east. And for today, starting out with some peaks of sunshine this morning, not too bad in terms of sky conditions. However, again, those temperatures remain fairly cold with highs on paper in the teens, but will feel like the single digits this afternoon. Increasing clouds as we approach the afternoon hours, and then we're tracking our next chance of seeing some light to moderate snowfall in the forecast. Full details on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. With less than a week to go, the 3 top...
Good morning. Welcome back. We have showcased several pictures so far this week, including one which was 3 Clydesdale horses, beautiful horses, and then, of course, who could forget the cute dog experiencing his first winter in his lifetime. And this one is a beautiful picture right here of a winter sunrise in Richfield Springs with the background of the faded sunshine with what looks to be some flurries falling in the background to cause that faded sun, and of course the beautiful shot of the snow covering the barn. If you have any pictures you would like to share with us here on News Channel 2 at sunrise, like this one right here, or pictures of your pets, pictures of your kids enjoying the snow, or just any weather photo that you think looks pretty cool, send it to us at WKTV.com/weather/pics. And of course, if you want your credit, be sure to include your name in the comment as well. A look at current temperatures right now. Again, bundle up today. It is 6 degrees inlet, 13 Westmoreland, 10 Hessville, 6 in Cooperstown, but those wind chills, factoring in those winds, feels like the single digits, in fact, some locations below 0. So we're tracking relatively quiet weather today. Lake effect snow north, staying primarily in Lewis and Jefferson counties, but again, we're tracking a return to some snowy conditions over the next few days. I'll explain about that in more detail coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. It's a dangerous condition that can happen.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. The sunrises are getting a little bit sooner as now it's 6:49 and we're starting to see a little bit more twilight than what we've seen within the past few weeks. A live look at downtown Utica. You can see the twilight starting to form over the city of Utica right now. And again, those are wondering about the road conditions. Main roads, Oriskany, Arterial, Route 8, Route 12, those locations, the roads are cleared, should be okay. Other roads, other than main roads, a different story. A little slick in some spots, but they are treated, so they won't be nearly as bad as some locations saw yesterday. Skywatchers checking in across the area with very chilly temperatures. 14 New Hartford, 12 Clinton, 14 Verona Beach, 0-degree wind chill there as well. Westdale also at 14, and also picking up 9 inches of snow in that local area. So looks like that lake effect snow band did produce a good amount of snow in northwestern Oneida County overnight last night. Checking in the North Country, 2 degrees up in Old Forge Inlet with Bill and Sean. And the Southern Valleys, 75. I'm not sure if that's correct right there. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to mean 7. So we've got a pocket of warm air here in Milford right now, feeling very warm. But as you head south to Skevis, it's down to a single degree. So if you want to put on the swim trunks and go out tanning, go out to Milford today with currently 75-degree temperatures. Look at the current wind chills this morning. Again, near 0. And only warming up into the single-digit wind chills for today. That's factoring in the wind speeds, as you can see here. Not warming up by much. But on paper, though, those temperatures look a little bit warmer in the upper teens for highs. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We are seeing lake effect snow pretty strong moving into Watertown. It's going to remain fairly strong up in this local area in Jefferson County. So if you're heading for any reason up into Lewis and Jefferson counties for today, might want to avoid travel in some spots. As you can see here, very heavy snow falling in some locations. As you can see here, snowfall rates nearing 3/4 of an inch to an inch per hour in that red zone right there. And so in our skycast for today, lake effect snow still sticks north outside of our area for the most part. Lingering clouds from Lake Erie move into our area by this afternoon, but starting out this morning with some peaks of sunshine. Strong lake effect lingers into early Thursday morning and then sweeps south and weakens by Thursday afternoon as a weak clipper system that's moisture starved moves through the area, bringing possibly a trace amount of snow to as high as 1 inch or 2 inches in some spots as well. And quickly looking at snowfall, expected snowfall over today, you can see the bullseye in the Tug Hill Plateau, and then moving along to Thursday, that weak clipper system producing trace amount of snow to, again, some locations seeing as high as 2 inches. And for today, high of 18, increasing clouds, very cold with those wind chills, again, still remaining in the single digits. Tonight, a low of 10 degrees. Your 7-day forecast, still looking very cold is a great word for that for the next several days. Saturday, a high of 12, a low of 0, possibly below freezing, or below 0, I should say, for Saturday night. And, of course, those heading to the Bills game on Sunday, bundle up.
It's going to be a good one, too.
Yes.
Can't wait for that. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 6:52. Still.
Now, you're watching News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW 11 with Gary Liberatore.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the CW11. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And we were just talking about whether you're going to be heading up to Buffalo for the very chilly playoff game, but you have other plans, right?
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking, we were actually thinking about going there, and it looks a little cold, and the tickets actually aren't that bad, around $300, at least last time we checked, but for a playoff game, I think it's people who don't want to go in the cold, they're selling off a little bit on the cheaper side. But yeah, might be going to the UCFC game. They're rebranding it to Utica Riggies. I want to get a Utica Riggies jersey, so I want to go to that one.
Good choice. You'll be warmer.
Yes, warmer inside the odd. Heading out this morning, taking a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. A beautiful shot right there with some clear skies over the city and some lingering clouds heading out to the east. And as you can see here, those temperatures this morning, a little bit cold, if you want to call it that. 14 officially on paper at Griffiths and Rome, but Factoring in those winds, feels like a single degree out. We actually bottomed out at a -2 wind chill about an hour or so ago. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Lake effect snow is still falling over the Tug and, of course, over Watertown at this point. We got two separate snow bands forming, both one from Lake Erie and one from Lake Ontario. And as you can see here, snow is falling up in Redfield and Osceola. A few lingering flurries up in Old Forge, but the rest of Central New York remaining quiet at this point. And for today, the main story, it's going to stay cold. Not only remain cold this morning, with wind chills only staying in the single digits for this afternoon, with highs on paper in the upper teens. We're tracking a return to some more snow in the horizon. We'll look at that when we're expecting that in detail coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. $233 billion.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Things are starting out very chilly this morning with wind chills near below zero, and it doesn't warm up too much for today. Here's a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. You're wondering how the roads are this morning. Well, main roads in Utica are treated and clear. Same thing for Oriskany, Route 12, Route 8, and of course the arterial. But again, side roads, less traveled roads, a little bit on the snowy side. So watch out for that. And you can see here a very clear sunrise this morning too. Those clouds have shifted out to the east, and we're seeing that nice twilight of sunshine here in Utica. Again, current conditions right now, 14 degrees. Feels like 1 degree out at this point. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. That snow is continuing to stay in the North Country this morning, but as we approach the overnight hours, it'll still remain north and then shift south as we head into Thursday, as we're tracking some light snow as well. And I want to quickly mention some of these temperatures here this morning as well. It is still downright cold. Sky Watchers checking in. 14 degrees New Hartford, 12 Clinton, 14 Verona Beach with wind chills of 0, 14 degrees in Westdale. By the way, Todd and Westdale picked up around 9 inches of snow last night. So the area up in the north, or at least in northwestern Utica County, did pick up most of that snow. In the North Country, Bill and Sean with 2 degrees, very cold up there as well. And in the Southern Valleys, 7 degrees in Cooperstown and Milford, -1 in Skenevis, a cold pocket down there as well. 2 Lawrence, 9 degrees in West Lawrence. Wind chill today, warming up into the single digits. This is just talking about regular temperatures on paper. The wind chills, as we take a look right here, will be, looks like it's not working this morning, will be again in the single digits for 5-degree wind chills this afternoon. As you can hear, live look at the radar, lake effect snow still pushing over most of Lewis and Jefferson counties this morning, but a lot of this snow still generally stays north of our area. So if you're heading anywhere in the North Country for today, or I should say near the Tug Hill Plateau up in Jefferson, Lewis counties, watch out for some slick spots and very reduced visibility in some locations. And that's where the heaviest snowfall rates are occurring heading into this afternoon and into tomorrow. The red indicating the highest snowfall rates as well. And so on our Skycast for today, lake effect snow takes place in the North Country. A few lingering flurries here and there, but the primary snow band still sticks to Lewis and, of course, Jefferson counties overnight tonight and into early tomorrow. Then strengthens a little bit early Thursday morning. Still seeing some snow showers up in the North Country near Old Forge, and then things gradually weaken throughout the afternoon on Thursday with some light snow developing in some spots due to a moisture-starved clipper system. We're thinking trace amounts of snow to as high as 2 inches in some locations. And so recap, looking at snowfall forecast for today, you can see the highest snowfall range in the pink area right there. Then fast forwarding until tomorrow, you can see the bullseye of snow in the Tug Hill area just off of Lewis and Jefferson counties. And of course, in the rest of the area, trace to 2 inches of snow. Today, high of 18, increasing clouds, cold weather. Tonight, a low of 10, passing clouds, 7-day forecast, light snow tomorrow. Same thing for Friday, cooling down Saturday into Saturday night.
News Channel 2 at noon with Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And while we're dealing with the frigid temperatures, this is Buffalo. They could see feet of snow, right? 2 to 3 feet.
Yeah, a lot of locations are seeing this out there. Look at that amount of snow. And in this time of year, we don't usually see these types of events because Lake Erie is already half frozen over, or a lot of the lakes are already cold enough. But with such a mild December we had, these lakes are still unfrozen. So we get this cold Arctic air mass in place, and sure enough, the lake effect machine is in full force. Here's a look at that lake effect band on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Look at that dark blue. It looks almost like a fire hose spraying Buffalo. Some locations just outside of Buffalo to the south picked up 30.8 inches of snow. And of course, some locations a little more, some locations a lot less. The one wild thing about lake effect is the snow is always very isolated in certain locations. Here locally, we're not seeing any of that. As a matter of fact, some sunshine is peeking out. Quiet conditions, lake effect snow currently taking place in Jefferson County and northern Lewis County this afternoon. But the main story, all those temperatures. Take a look at this right here. It is noontime and it still feels like 1 degree with that wind chill. Very cold. Highs are still expected to only climb into the low, at least the mid to upper teens this afternoon. You can see here in downtown Utica, faded sunshine. Temperatures also in the teens. And today, high of 18 degrees. It won't feel like 18, though. Again, with that wind chill, it will still only feel like single digits for the entire day today. Increasing clouds this afternoon and this evening. We are tracking a return to some snow, not anything major as we head into the next few days. Full details on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. It was only a training exercise.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. Again, happy Wednesday. Looking sunny out there this afternoon. Taking a live look at our Nexus camera, looking at downtown Utica. Ignoring the snow on the ground, it looks like it's a beautiful I would say fall, summer day out there. Just ignore the fact that those temperatures, wind chills, are in the single digits. 1 degree out right now at Rome, 2 degrees with wind chills in Syracuse, -7 in Buffalo, a little warmer up in Watertown, but -5 down in Binghamton. A bit of a pocket of warm air, as you can see here in Hamilton. Actually, the winds are not as breezy up there, currently feeling at 16 degrees. Regarding these wind chills, it will remain fairly cold for this afternoon and this evening. Wind chills still hovering into the single digits until about tomorrow afternoon. Those wind chills climb back up into the teens. Warmer, relatively, compared to what we're seeing today, at least for tomorrow. Then we're back down to colder temperatures with wind chills heading into Friday, again with single-digit wind chills across the area. And then heading into Friday night, wind chills falling below zero for a lot of the area. Now a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Here in central New York, it's looking pretty quiet, but again, the active weather right now is in the Tug Hill area and of course, just near Watertown. A lot of places up here are getting slammed with a lot of lake effect snow at this point. And the lake effect snow band will still stay north in Jefferson, Lewis, and northern Oswego counties for most of this afternoon, this evening, tonight, and early tomorrow. So they're expecting a lot more snow as we head into the next several, at least tonight and into tomorrow. But here locally, again, things are looking relatively quiet. Heading into tomorrow, though, tomorrow afternoon, a weak ridge clipper system moves over our area, producing some light snow, a few flurries, maybe an inch or two in the highest elevations. And then our next chance of seeing some snow could be this coastal system that could push south of central New York, but the latest trends have it shifting a little bit more north. And so again, for today, lake effect snow stays north overnight tonight and early tomorrow. A few flurries linger in parts of the southern valleys by tomorrow afternoon. As you can see here, that push of light snow moving through the area. Then, heading into Friday, we're talking about, again, that weak clipper system. And so regarding snowfall accumulation, take a look at this right here. Lots and lots of snow falling near the Tug Hill area, but a huge drop-off as you head into areas south. We're thinking that this after tomorrow as well as Friday, most of the area could see a dusting to maybe as high as 2 inches, 3 inches of snow with the multiple systems we're expecting over the next few days. Of course, nothing major, not as high of accumulating snow as that we saw yesterday. For today, high of 18. Tonight, a low of 10, passing clouds, 7-day forecast. Snow chances tomorrow and Friday, drying out with lake effect south of our area Saturday. But again, we're taking a look at those wind chills Saturday night. Look at that. I mean, just this temperature on paper, 0 degrees.
Wow.
Very cold.
Chilly week, that's for sure.
Yes.
And it's not just us. Millions of Americans are facing frigid temperatures today, with much more harsh winter weather on the way, causing problems on the roads and in the air. NBC's Maggie Vespa has more now from St. Louis.
St. Louis this morning, one of so many American cities yet again waking up to absolutely frigid temperatures. The wind chills this morning were hovering in the sub-zero territory yet again. It is absolutely painful out here. And in the meantime, authorities across the country delivering a grim update. They've now confirmed 12 weather-related deaths due to this system, including 5 confirmed just yesterday in the state of Tennessee. This morning, we had close to 95 million Americans still under wind chill alerts across the country, from the Great Plains up into the Northeast. Yesterday, we saw road conditions were an absolute hazardous mess across the country. We had cars going off the highways in Colorado, a semi-truck going off the highway in Alabama, dozens of cars abandoned in Missouri after sliding off the highway there. So it was definitely treacherous out on the roads. Authorities asking people to be careful yet again. Another major mess that we saw was air travel. More than 10,000 flights across the country were delayed and canceled yesterday. Already this morning, we are seeing flights delays and cancellations stacking up by the hundreds across the country. And obviously that number could rise throughout the day. So officials pleading with people, if you are planning to fly or planning to travel in any way, definitely keep an eye on the conditions and on your flights, as those could change, especially with more winter weather potentially moving in. Maggie Vespa, NBC News, St. Louis.
The weather in this half hour. Bundle up, that's right. Meteorologist Eric Gage once again with our very chilly Wednesday forecast.
Yeah, that's right, Gary. It is chilly out there, to put it lightly, with wind chills near 0, below 0 in a lot of spots. And even though temperatures on paper are in the teens, again, those winds are cooling things down. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Quiet here in the Mohawk Valley. We are seeing a weak signature of a snow band right here, and there are some reports, at least on the weather station at Griffiths and Rome, saying light snow. Now, it's not picking up the radar, so I'm not entirely sure if it's snowing out there right now. At least on the radar, doesn't look like it, but of course I will look at more information and see what's the case out there. But again, we're seeing sunshine looking behind the camera right here in downtown Utica. With, again, very chilly conditions. And for today, high of 18 degrees. Again, it won't feel like 18 with those wind chills still sticking around in the single digits. Quiet for the most part here for this afternoon and this evening. We're tracking a few chances for some light snow over the next few days. Full details on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. The state budget proposal announced by Governor Hochul yesterday sets aside around $40 million to
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. It's cold out there, to say the least, with wind chills near 0 and in some cases below 0, with only single-digit wind chills expected for this afternoon. Quiet, though, on the taking a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera, with some sunshine peeking out, but a different story for other locations. Now, earlier on, I mentioned how Griffiths and Rome was reporting light snow, and you don't really see anything on the radar right now, so we had to turn up the sensitivity here. So first off, dense, or I should say heavy snow is falling here in the north country up near Watertown in Jefferson County, but turning up the sensitivity, you can see this very, very faint lake effect from, get this, Oneida Lake out here. This is causing some lake effect with such cold temperatures. So Griffiths and Rome, and of course some of you who are watching in Rome are seeing lake effect from even a lake as small as this, just west of Vienna. And again, those temperatures this afternoon, or the wind chills, are very cold. 5 below zero wind chill in Binghamton. Again, light snow picked up in Rome from that lake effect band from here as well, and -3 wind chill out in Buffalo. And those wind chills remain cold throughout this afternoon and into tonight. By tomorrow, though, they warm back up a little bit. The temperatures will feel like the mid to upper teens. Still not crazy warm, but warmer than what we're seeing today. Then, heading into Friday, those wind chills cool back down into the single digits by the evening, and then below zero overnight and into early Saturday morning. The bigger picture, we're tracking 2 chances for some light snow over the next few days. Again, lake effect snow still primarily stays north over our area, at least, over north outside of our area for the next few days. Then comes tomorrow afternoon, a weakening clipper system that's moisture starved moves over our area, bringing a dusting of snow, maybe an inch or two in higher elevations. And then following that, another system arriving that will push south of our area, but the snow could reach as far north as I-90. And so in our Skycast for today, lake effect snow stays north up near the Watertown area for the most part. A few light bands from Lake Erie could work its way into parts of Old Forge in Boonville, but areas I-90 and south remaining entirely dry. Then by tomorrow, again, that weak clipper system pushes through. You can see some snow chances start to form across the area. Nothing major with this event, but enough to put up maybe a light coating of snow on the ground. Then, of course, as we get into Friday, we're talking about that snow system arriving that will bring snow primarily south and east of our area, but of course you can see some snow falling in other areas as well. And recapping the snow totals, again, the highest snow totals will be falling up near Watertown and Jefferson and Lewis counties. And as you can see here over the next few days, picking up maybe a coating of snow to as high as 2 inches by the end of Friday. And for today, high of 18, increasing clouds, again cold tonight, a low of 10. And your 7-day forecast, light snow chances the next few days. No major winter event is expected. And as we head into Saturday, again cold, lows overnight falling near below zero. We do warm up as we head into next week with temperatures climbing finally above freezing. Gary?
Coldest week of the season so far.
Yes.
That's for sure. Eric, thanks. And it's a dangerous condition that can...
Cast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Cold day across central New York. We've been keeping our eyes to the north where some very heavy lake effect snow has been falling, but it will stay out of our area for the most part through tonight and tomorrow. We're looking towards Watertown. That dark blue, 2 to 3 inch snowfall rates per hour. And we've already seen some reports along the northwestern portion of Lewis County, over a foot of snow and counting. A lot of these places will be in the Tug Hill, will be seeing 2, 3, maybe even 4 feet of snow by the time all is said and done. It stays away from us though. 17 degrees is the current temperature. It feels like 7. We are tracking, again, that heavy snow staying to the north tonight. We will see some snow showers tomorrow, more of a widespread light snow on Friday, along with some colder weather as we head into the weekend. This evening, temperatures in the teens, partly cloudy skies. Again, tracking a few very light snow chances here over the next couple of days. Look at your forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Rome Health needs help from the community.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. Cold weather is going to linger around and it's going to get colder into the weekend. Before we get to the weekend, we do have a few light snow chances ahead. It's a live look in downtown Utica. Nice to see the sunshine today. Lake effect snow has been falling hard throughout the day across northern New York. This is a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, heavy accumulation towards Watertown. In general, the lake effect snow will be staying to the north tonight and tomorrow. It's going to continue even into tomorrow night. Wind chills for tomorrow will climb into the teens. It's going to be another cold day, high temperatures in the 20s. That wind is not really going anywhere, so we're going to be dealing with some cold wind chills here through the weekend. Skywatchers checking in, 16 in New Hartford, Barneveld 14, West Leiden 11, Norway 15 degrees, Fairfield 12, Mohawk Jeff with 16, Cooperstown, Milford, and Westford all checking in with 11 degrees. As we look at the bigger picture tonight, again, it's all about lake effect snow. That southwest wind is keeping the bands to the north, and not much change in the wind direction tonight. It does become more westerly, so the bands start bringing snowfall to areas just north of Boonville towards Old Forge. Heading into tomorrow, we should see a response from Lake Erie. A southwest wind should carry some very light snow into the Mohawk Valley tomorrow afternoon. Again, not expecting much accumulation with that, but don't be surprised if we do see occasional light snow showers at some point Thursday afternoon. Along with Thursday evening, this time from lake effect snow dropping southward from Lake Ontario. The weather looks dry tomorrow night, and then Friday, our Skycast is not doing a great job showing this, but we're tracking another weather system that passes south, but it should bring us some light snow on Friday. In fact, enough where we think there could be a light accumulation. Like yesterday, this will be something that falls very light but steady throughout the day. And again, the best chance of accumulation would be from Utica and points south heading into Friday afternoon. North of the Mohawk Valley, trace to an inch of accumulation expected. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low of 10. Tomorrow, cloudy with light snow showers, temperatures in the mid-20s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, widespread light snow on Friday, 22 for the high. It's cold Saturday, just a few flurries in the air, 12 for the high. The wind chill Saturday likely stays below 0 throughout the whole day. Sunday looks dry, partly sunny, 20. And just like that, temperatures are around freezing Monday and above freezing, with perhaps a wintry mix in the cards as we look ahead to Tuesday and Wednesday. So things are going to change very quickly early next week.
In the meantime, I'm trying to start my car.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
This is my reminder. He's my reminder to get this done.
All right, thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. Time for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. And wow, is the North Country getting walloped? And specifically not more North Country like Old Forge that we're talking more Lowville and points north, right?
Yeah, if you're heading north tonight, this is pretty serious. Some very heavy lake effect snow across northern Lewis County. Technically, this is out of our television market, but we know a lot of people that live up here, or maybe they like snowmobiling, getting a very heavy snowfall up north tonight. The lake effect snow stays entirely north of the Mohawk Valley as we head into the next couple of days. Current temperature 16 degrees. It feels like 16. We've got a lighter wind out there. We've had wind chills throughout the day in the single digits to below 0, so at least some improvements there. Tonight, temperatures drop down into the low teens. Snow remains to the north. We do expect to see a few snow showers return as we head into tomorrow, and more of a steadier snowfall possible on Friday. We'll look at your forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, breathing a
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Cloudy skies tonight, cooling off. Temperatures generally in the teens this evening. It was a cold day. It will be cold tonight. Most places will drop into the upper single digits to low teens. There's some heavy lake effect snow that continues to fly north of the Mohawk Valley along the Tug Hill. We're looking at snowfall rates here between about 3 to 4 inches an hour out towards Watertown and into northern Lewis County. This band of very heavy lake effect snow is going to continue to produce heavy accumulation across the Tug Hill, thinking an additional 1 to 2 feet of accumulation through tomorrow afternoon. Wind chills, well, everybody is going to be experiencing the cold weather. Some of us, again, experiencing the heavy snow to the north. That's where it stays. Now, wind chills tomorrow climb into the teens, so dress nice and warm. Current temperatures across the area: Big Moose 8, Little Falls 8 degrees, Whitesboro 15. Across Southern Valley, Sherburne 10, Skeena-Uvis 9, and Cooperstown with 8. The radar and satellite image again showing lake effect snow falling heavy across the North Country. This is going to stay to the north tonight, occasionally impacting northern Herkimer County and southern Lewis County. But again, most of us are looking at dry, cold weather overnight with temperatures in the teens. Thursday, we're looking at just a few light snow showers from Lake Erie. Little accumulation is expected with that. Temperatures climb into the mid-20s. Thursday night, the weather looks relatively quiet. Again, a couple of flurries still in the air from Lake Ontario. The weather looks dry to start Friday, but we're watching the next weather maker that approaches from the south. This will likely bring widespread light snowfall. And in fact, we're calling for a light accumulation of snow in and south of the Mohawk Valley as we head into Friday afternoon. Like yesterday, this looks to be a steady and generally light snowfall coming to an end by the evening time. And it does look like the North Country will see very little snowfall, just a trace to an inch of accumulation. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low of 10. Tomorrow, again, a few light snow showers in the air, a high temperature of 24. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, light snow Friday, 22. Just a few flurries in the air on Saturday, breezy, cold, a high of only 12. The wind chill on Saturday looks to be below 0. Sunday's high 20 degrees, partly sunny, mostly cloudy Monday, and you can see temperatures are going to swing in a very warm direction, likely looking at a wintry mix as we look ahead to Tuesday and Wednesday.
So just a quick ice bath before we go back to normal.
Yes, not lasting very long.
All right, thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
Coming up next, bitter cold on the way. Time now for our first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. And wow, what a lake effect event they've got going up near Watertown, Lowville. This is a mess.
Yeah, this is producing some very heavy snowfall rates tonight. The band of snow is dropping southward, so this will be moving just north of Boonville and into Old Forge, kind of on the fringe of our area along the North Country. This band is going to stay here, so we're expecting more than a foot of snow to take place between now and tomorrow afternoon for these areas. That's on top of the snow that they've already gotten, getting snowfall measurements over a foot today in the central part of the Tug Hill up towards Watertown. Our local weather looks quiet. Our current temperature is 18 degrees. We've been south of that band of snowfall, and our weather will remain dry as we head into tonight. A little bit of a breeze out there, and that means our wind chill will be in the teens tonight. Overnight lows look to drop down into the low teens with snow staying to the north. A couple of light snow showers here tomorrow afternoon, and then more of a steadier snow arrives on Friday. I've got to look at the snowfall forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, breathing a small sigh of relief for around 50 Village of Herkimer homeowners. See, there was concern following a letter from the State Department of Health that the village would be shutting off the water. Well, that's not the case.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. The weather looking pretty quiet tonight. Again, across the Mohawk Valley. It's a very different story to the north. We are tracking some very heavy lake effect snow across the Tug Hill tonight up towards Lowville, Boonville, Old Forge. This band of snow is going to remain generally stationary, although you can see how there's a curve with this band. That means the winds are changing direction. They're going from southwest to west. So this band is going to become a lot more, I guess, flatter, should be looking more west to east here over the next couple of hours. And that means the North Country will be getting some snow overnight. Thinking accumulations north of the Mohawk Valley, 3 to 6 inches, some locally higher amounts heading north of Old Forge. Wind chills tomorrow in the teens throughout the day. Air temperatures in the mid-20s, so it remains cold. Again, we're going to stay out of the snow for the most part across the Mohawk Valley here over the next 24 hours. Whitesboro, 15 degrees. Little Falls, 8. Where skies have cleared out, temperatures have tumbled into the single digits. Skinevus, 9 degrees. Oneonta, 10. Cooperstown with 10. So we've got this band of lake effect snow being generated from that southwesterly wind. Again, winds turn westerly tonight. And that band of snow looks to sit across Lewis and northern Herkimer counties overnight against some locally heavy accumulation. Across the Mohawk and Southern Valleys, it's a dry night. Temperatures start out in the teens tomorrow. We could see a few flurries from Lake Erie with winds turning generally westerly tomorrow afternoon. A little accumulation is expected across the Mohawk and Southern Valleys. The weather looks pretty quiet tomorrow night. We'll be watching Lake Ontario. Winds turn more into the northwest as conditions favor lake effect weakening. So we do get a chance to dry out tomorrow night. Friday, the next weather system approaches from the south. This is expected to bring widespread light snowfall. We're thinking a general 1 to 3 inches of accumulation from the Mohawk Valley southward. North of the Mohawk Valley, a trace to an inch of snow is expected. This is going to be a generally light, steady accumulation, similar to what we saw yesterday, beginning around daybreak and lasting through the evening. Not expecting any big issues on the roads with this, as again, it's going to be a very light accumulation. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low temperature of 10. Tomorrow, cloudy, snow showers, temperatures in the mid-20s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Light snow on Friday, 22 for the high. It's breezy, it's cold on Saturday. A high temperature of only 12. Wind chills will be below 0 throughout the day. Sunday is looking dry, sunshine 20. Those are not typos. We're into the upper 30s as we head into the middle of next week.
20, 25 degrees warmer.
Yeah, that's going to be big
Nice.
change.
All
yeah.
right. Thanks, Bill. We continue to follow the breaking news on a homicide investigation.